debut for Shoriful Islam was very, very good yesterday. His first spell was very, very good yesterday. His first spell was tested as it goes on. But he'll be tested as it goes on. For more and more spells will be a new feeling for him. 6-4, that's a great height to work with. Started with the hard ball only around the age of 16. First test player for Bangladesh to be born in the 21st century. Shoriful Islam. Under 19 World Cup, the recent one that Bangladesh won, well, that's where things started happening for him.
Yeah, he has adjusted well at this level, hasn't he? Wasn't overawed when he was given the new ball yesterday. Didn't show any nerves. Was onto the job straight away. Started to land the ball in the right areas. Keep on repeating that simple action of his.
One of Sri Lanka's great stories though, Pathum Nissanka. New to international cricket in 2021, but has started off with a bang. Great first class career so far, being picked on weight of runs. But even as a youngster, went to Kalathura Vidyalaya, came to Isipatana College in Colombo, was identified a few years ago with the Sri Lanka A team. And the then Sri Lanka A team coach actually tipped Pathum Nissanka to go on to do great things for Sri Lanka. Running 335 for 4. Of 600, well, that's out the window now, I believe. If they can get to 500 from here, it'll be a good return. Because you don't want to be batting into tomorrow. You want to have Bangladesh batting for an hour at least.
500 runs is going to be an achievement from here on. And if they're able to do that, they'll be bossing this test match from there on.
That's the best result. Loud call. Was that going on with the arm? They have two reviews, Bangladesh.
Vijay! Vijay! Good Tajal.
Taijul's getting a little bit of spin. Why he's looking threatening is being in line with the stumps.
Yeah, whenever he's given a bit of air to the ball, the pitch has responded to him. And that bounce has been accentuating that little turn. I have a look. A couple of deliveries before. Questions were asked from the umpire, and here is the answer. The umpire was correct. Usage of the feet.
Now, even going back to the time he was hit on the pad and that loud appeal, that's very good batting from Oshada Fernando. Pitching in line with the stumps. If it turns and it's going on to hit the stumps, he was covering that line with the bat. Goes on with the arm, as we saw, it misses leg. If it turns, if you don't poke, it'll again miss the outer edge. Oh, good from Taskin. He's still to get off the mark. Pathum Nissanka, 336 for 4. Resting times. But if things are starting to happen on this pitch, that'll excite the Sri Lankan bowlers too. Bangladesh have to bat, and Sri Lanka already have a good score on the board. The last over we're talking about, Roshita Fernando playing the line. Pitches, if it straightens, look, he's got his bat in line. It's very good batting, in fact.
And he's looking to play the spinner off front foot. Dhananjaya didn't do that. He was looking to play the left arm spinner off the back foot. He had to pay the price. In the previous test match, we saw Angelo Matthews paying the price of playing the left armour off the back foot. Yeah, he's doing well. Shariful on his debut, maintaining a tight line of length, keeping the batsman honest. And at times he has shown aggression. Doesn't mind staring the batsman. And bowls with an attitude as well, which is good. If you want to be successful at this level, you've got to have attitude. You've got to. Well bowled once again, well left.
It's coming to that stage where fitness is what's going to be tested. This is the 5th session the Bangladesh team have been in the park. It's hard. He's been running in. I'll tell you, even the fielders, they will tend to switch off. Fortunately or unfortunately, that's when the catches come your way.
Yeah, it's a good point you raised. This is the time where his fitness is going to be measured. But for me, top it is the endurance. If you can endure tougher things, you can never look back. You keep on moving forward. He's showing a lot of guts, this young man.
He's a wonderful player. Dot after dot, though, Bangladesh have been building. Pathum Nissanka stands out because his ability to bat for long periods. Scores big hundreds against South Africa in under 19 youth test. Made 172. That's when he was taken note of. Made a 200 for Sri Lanka A when following on against Ireland A. Whenever he gets in, he goes on, and he's one of those, as he can bat long, plays all the shots. Well, that breaks the sequence of dots. Gets off the mark with a boundary, Pathum Nissanka. 341 for 4. But didn't he get off the mark with authority? Got all the shots, the pull, the drive, the cut, and he's got patience. Scored his first double hundred in school cricket as a 14-year-old for Kalathura Vidyalaya. So he's got that habit.
Yeah, as a bowler, you have to be committed to whatever you're looking to do. He wanted to bowl a bouncer, wasn't committed, but the batsman was. He's out of the shell. With an authentic
Good ball.
pull
Good
shot.
shot.
Made sure that he meets the ball at the arm length and placed it beautifully for 4 runs.
Slotted into the middle order, but actually he is a top order player. His early days was an opener. Plays his first class cricket at the best club in Sri Lanka, Amir. Nondescript Cricket Club.
Boys, come on, boys.
I believe you played for them.
TJ, Shabba, TJ, come on, boys, come on.
Yes, yes. You know it.
Yeah, no rocket science there.
Hey, good ball, TJ.
Good ball.
Good ball, TJ.
And it shows. He's technically very correct. He's got a nice setup. Backlift is exact.
Hey, good ball, TJ.
Doesn't
TJ, good ball, area, TJ.
plays the spinner with a full prod.
Good ball, TJ.
Stride is very well measured. Makes sure that it doesn't allow the ball to spin. A very well organized player.
Great over, Taizol.
342 for 4 Sri Lanka. The Mahaveli River in the distance. Sri Lanka's longest river, that is. Lanka trying to bat long, trying to get the runs on the board to put pressure on Bangladesh here.
Well, you have to give credit to the Bangladeshi captain and the bowlers. Just staying with the program. They lost first 2 sessions in this test match, but they made a strong comeback. In the last session, yesterday, they were able to break the partnership and bowled miserly. They were in complete control on the second day of morning's play. Not only picked up wickets, but at the run rate under check. It has plummeted big time from yesterday. The run rate, again a pull shot employed. Will find a fielder. And doing the right thing in the second session or day's play. Just keeping the ball in the right areas, keeping the batsman quiet. They know if they can keep the batsman quiet for longer, wicket will be round the corner. Only fluttering.
That's always plan B, isn't it? If you can't get the wickets, you draft the runs. This was yesterday, Sri Lanka scoring at a healthy rate, 3+. But today, 52 in 30 overs, they've also gone on to lose 3 wickets. When the runs keep coming, batsmen are a lot more comfortable. Talk about wearing the opposition down. You wear batsmen down by not allowing them to score, by allowing or making them play shots into areas they don't like. It's always a mind game.
And the field placing's been good today. More conventional. I made sure that he kept 2 slips in place all the times. Attacking mindset prevailing.
Well, I'd like to to ask you what you think on this. Bangladesh have been good, yes. But was there anything else Sri Lanka could have done? 291 for 1, you're starting the day, you want to be showing some intent, you want to score quickly, you want to push the opposition onto the back foot.
Well, that was the problem. They didn't show any intent. They came out, they wanted to survive the new ball. It was okay, fair enough. But after that, once they got their bearing, they should have tried to attack the bowlers. They didn't. They allowed the Bangladeshi bowlers to take charge.
Just okay.
And once you give charge to the bowlers, oh, you're in trouble as a batsman.
Don't put the bowler under pressure. He'll be happier to keep just hitting that length, trying to do things with the ball. 1.65, that run rate in that first session.
Yeah, it has plummeted, hasn't it? That's better. Bit of room outside the off stump. Cashed in with a couple.
But from Sri Lanka's point of view, with the dressing room, seeing the pitch taking a little turn, that 600 would immediately come down a little bit more. Thereby, they're still in a strong position, but they must make sure that intent is there.
Don't say anything. Shamim is safe today.
Oh, I'm more interested in what Roshan's up to. Long lunch. Players can't afford that. They just got 40 minutes to get something in and then get out there. Nicely placed. Just swiveled on that Oshuda Fernando. Full ends another over. 348 for 4. Karachi. Oh, just short. Pathum Nisanka trying to put the pressure. So that fielder at Silimidov was just placed there.
Yeah, it showed some intent. The idea was good from Pathum, but not the execution. Yeah, we've spoken highly about the left-arm fast bowler. I think he's spent. He's short on gas. Maybe Momino is inclined to use another option. I'm not saying he's spent. But looks tired.
Very good, TJ. Very good, TJ.
Just been asking Mazhar of instances where the first three batsmen, openers and number 3, have scored hundreds in the one innings. Oshuda Fernando got 100 in Karachi. But in that innings, or in that test match, 4 Pakistani batsmen got hundreds. The top 4. Shan Masood, Abid Ali, Azhar Ali and Babar Azam. So it does happen quite a few times. It has happened.
Yeah, the bowlers must have toiled hard. The mentality batsman in the Pakistani lineup. That's good running. That's good running.
Needed a better throw. There was a bit of hesitation. The Ruchirapalli Guruge does not want to go upstairs. He's made his call. It's 349 for 4. 52 overs Sri Lanka have batted so far. Abu Jaid places Shariful Islam. Bit of an opportunity, that last delivery. There was a hesitation, needed a good throw from Tamim Iqbal. It didn't come.
Fielders, they have to make sure they throw the ball at top of the bails. Wasn't the case. It was higher, allowed a bit of time for the batsman to regain the territory. Had that throw accurate, there was a chance of picking up another wicket for sure.
And Ruchirapalli Guruge deciding to make the call on his own. Nowadays we see umpires go upstairs for everything. Must say that he's been very, very good.
It's been very impressive, let me tell you. In the previous test match, he was on top of his game. Even this one. Barely made a mistake. Oh, nicely worked away. A bit of wrist work from Pathon. He'll pick up 2 runs.
350 on the board for Sri Lanka.
দেখতে মারো লেন্থে মারো ভাই আগে সবাই ভালো বল করছে ওই প্রেসারটা ধরে রাখি
Made his debut in the recently concluded West Indian series. Oh no, in all 3 formats, Pathum Nissanka. 100 in Oh, nicely played. Nicely played. On his toes.
Looked very attractive pushing the ball off the back foot. Nissanka showing his prowess off the back foot as well. Covered the line. Opened the face of the bat in order to get the placement. Nice.
100 on debut, in fact. In the second innings, not the first innings of his test career. He's played a few shots and immediately the field has been spread. We haven't seen this all day.
Wrong time to do it. The batsmen have been tethered by the bowlers. There's no need to give them free runs. Keep on attacking them. Let them reach end of their tether. And they will have a chance to pick up a wicket.
A lot of the overs, though, were bowled by the other 2 fast bowlers who are a lot quicker. Taskin and Shariful. Bowled 4 overs, wicket to wicket overs in the first session. Abu Jaid. In the air. Through Taijul.
24 Hanova
But hit powerfully. Boundary to Pathum Nissanka. 357 for 4.
থাকবি শরীফুল এদিকে মিরাজ ওখানে যা
Was an opportunity, wasn't it?
ভাই নামে যা নামে যা
Well, this is the second time Bangladeshi captain has faltered. It's an important position. You've got to have a specialized fielder there. This is the second time he has placed a bowler who's operating in that position, and both of the times penalized. Got to have a specialized fielder.
Good TJ, good TJ, good TJ.
That area, point region.
Good touch, good touch. Good
And not a
touch.
fielder who's
Good touch.
trying to catch his breath. He's bowling from the other end. He may be a spinner, but
বল টিজে গুড
there's
বল
still
টিজে
some energy that's being exerted.
টাইম ভাই একটু সামনে আসেন না
Yeah, but once you get
একটু বামে হালকা বামে ঠিক আছে
start to get stiffer, agility is not there, flexibility is not there. So you need a flexible fielder at point. There's only a young captain, isn't he? He'll learn.
খুব ভালো টিজে খুব ভালো হচ্ছে টিজে ও টিজে এসো টিজে
Bowling cage.
গুড বল গুড বল
Good ball, good ball.
Varying his pace nicely. Sometimes gets up to the 90 mark. Finally, he's prepared to slow it down a lot more, come to the low 80s.
সেভেট সেভেট রাহি খুব ভালো খুব ভালো
Good
টিজে
bowling, TJ. Good bowling.
At times he's guilty of darting the ball in. Taijul. By reducing the pace, he'll increase or enhance the chances of picking up wickets. End of the over. It's 358 for 4.
Sri Lanka 358 for 4. Shanda Fernando and Pathum Nissanka fighting back for Sri Lanka. And Abu Jai to continue from the commentary box end. Good stuff from Bangladesh. It's given away 67 runs so far for the day. And Shanda Fernando fighting still. We welcome Roshan Abesingha. Good afternoon, Roshan.
Afternoon, Maha. Yeah, it's been a good performance by Bangladesh. It's a very controlled, measured performance. 43 for 3. The first session was a brilliant return for them. And so far, Sri Lanka not allowed to score freely under 2 runs. That's because they've been very accurate. And besides, we spoke about this surface being quite docile and batsman friendly. It's now showing signs of a little bit of wear and tear with the left arm spinner on. So now the game plan of Sri Lanka will obviously change. Dimuth Karunaratne yesterday was possibly expecting this pitch to be easier to bat on. He was aiming at very big numbers, but it has to be changed. Batting's not turning out to be as easy. So you reckon maybe 450? Is that what Sri Lanka is looking at?
Guess something close to 450 and 500 would be a good score in this wicket batting first. And in my opinion, the amount of time that Bangladesh is going to bat today is going to be key. It's important to get them in. And also getting in the evening, possibly for an hour. Then Sri Lanka should be, if the way they're going, should be able to score 450, 500. Mind you, there's still more batting to come. Deep Kralla at 7, Ramesh Mandiskan bat as well. Has a triple century in first class cricket for Sri Lanka. Beg your pardon, More Sports Club, the club he plays for. Plenty of batting. It's just about intent. You spoke about good bowling. It's exactly what Bangladesh has done, keeping one side of the track, not giving away easy boundaries. Every single run had to be made, worked hard.
You're talking about giving Bangladesh an hour or half an hour batting. Now we got 56 overs left in the day. So if Sri Lanka is aiming at 450, they need to improve on that run rate for sure. So half an hour would mean what? 12 overs? 7 with a bit with spin and pace, maybe 10, 8 to 10 overs at best. So which means with 2 overs taken out for the innings, 46 overs is all what Sri Lanka has. That's provided the light stays fit to play, but this is useful. Short and wide. It's a welcome boundary, 362 for 4. For 4.
Point है Rabbi
Hey, Chabi! Chabi, Rabi!
Sain bhai
Pathum Nissanka has made 14. He's taken his time.
thak Just
But very impressive player. I've been yearning to see him bat. Watched him do that on television, but not seen him play a long innings in Sri Lanka. But this was short and wide. Oshata Fernando. It's a boundary.
no
Nicely played. Nicely played.
Agame
Using the full width of the wicket crease. Flicked away towards Squalik. Abu Jaid in the previous last delivery. Starting to get that first wicket. But bowled decently well. Just that we need to keep persevering for a long period. On the subject of declaration of getting Bangladesh to batter in the latter part of the today. Oh, it's good ball. Coming with the arm. But Pathum Nissanka played it. The turning ball just went on the arm. It's a minimum of half an hour, Roshan. Maximum 1 hour. Could be the plan for Sri Lanka. So, exactly. Some deliveries from that same area turn, some go straight. That's the challenge for the batsman. Not knowing which way it's going to go. Down the leg side again. Easily flicked away for a single Pathum.
Rabbi
Hesitation. This is good running. Very good anticipation by Osunda Fernando, especially understand. In fact, there was a mistake by Taskin Ahmed backing up, and the two youngsters understanding all the singles are very important.
boys, come on boys.
Natural variation seems to be now gradually starting to happen. And that's what the Sri Lankans will be hoping that it will. The frequency of it will start to increase. We've seen deliveries that have spun and bounced. And also, as you said, almost from the same area,
Come on boys.
there are deliveries that are going on with the arm. It's still manageable.
Good ball, teach.
Good bowling. Great over.
366 for 4. one of the umpires in the panel. He was the fourth umpire in the previous game, but we do have Prageet Rambukwala doing that role in this game. Both the standing umpires haven't changed. The third umpire hasn't changed. Right, it's going to be spin from Mehdi as well from the opposite end. And let's see how he bowls to the off spinner. He should have a bit of rough with the left arm medium fast bowler Shariful bowling from that end a bit. I don't know how heavy and how much the pitch has scruffed up, but always left arm over the wicket bowlers can be a huge asset to right arm off spin against right handers. Having a slip and a short leg. So that extra cover area is going to be open. That's interesting. You would do that if you can get some turn where you will encourage the batsman, entice the batsman to go through extra cover. Let's see. A little bit too full on that occasion.
Definitely the line is going to be important. Extra cover being vacant suggests me that the line of attack would be straighter. Because Osuna Fernando, being the most set batsman, Bangladesh would do well to keep him quiet and attack Pathum Nissanka. Nice use the feet there. It's good stuff, very good stuff. Good pressure being built by the Bangladeshis, not letting Sri Lankan score freely.
Yeah, the plan is pretty clear. He's going to bowl dot balls, bowling wicket to wicket with a leg side field. And his invitation, oh, that one straightened up. He's looking for some turn. Now the plan would be to try and get Oshada Fernando to manufacture a shot. Another look. Looking to undercut it, you think?
That's the challenge I was talking about. Some spin from there, some, like the other way, it's natural variation, goes with the arm. Even the set batsman in Osuna Fernando is struggling to pick that. It shows it's a bit difficult to bat come the fourth day. Sri Lanka 366 for 4.
Price, Taskin Ahmed, far and away the best with 5 wickets. But the rest of the bowling has been a real toil. Not been easy. Well, full marks for trying, I'll tell you. But they haven't had the type of assistance the spinners would have liked to. Taijul continues. Billy Point creeping in. Again, no man on the square leg boundary. 3 saving one on the leg side. Slip and a silly point. And a man at short extra cover on the drive as well. So this is good thinking. He's looking to try and drift the ball in if he could. That's what I'm talking about. You see the drift. If he could drift it into the middle stump and maybe find some turn, that's going to be a tough delivery to negotiate.
The breeze has picked up for sure. Morning session, we spoke about the breeze. It's a good bowling. Just have the feeling, Roshan, something can happen with Pathum Nissanka into his 52nd delivery phase and the mid-off and mid-on up. Sri Lanka and 364. The intent has to be shown. We spoke about it. I understand Sri Lanka has lost 3 wickets. Oh, straight a ball. Lucky there was inside edge. This is good stuff by Taijul. Thought Pathum Nissanka misled the length. That would have been the front foot. But lucky they got that inside edge.
Definitely an attempted leg break. You could see that was going with the arm, but the seam rotation will tell you that was the attempted leg break. Just pointing more towards third man than that undercutting.
ভিতরে থাকিস ডান দিকে থাকিস একটা দিস একটা দিস একটা
So
দিস
is that his thinking cap that Mominul is wearing?
Good over.
Hey, whatever he had for breakfast this morning is working. Sri Lanka 367 for 4.
That's the partnership. 97 balls will tell you with the two free scoring batsmen that it's been a struggle to score runs now. It's becoming a little bit difficult. The pitch starting to take its toll. Not really spinning as a top, but it's starting to play some tricks. Well, this is going to be a big day. 4th of May for a very good cause. To assist in the COVID vaccination fight. Sri Lanka Greats 11 versus Team Sri Lanka. I got a great seated next to me. I'm going to ask him who the other greats are. I know Sanath Jayasuriya. He's going to captain. But tell me about Aravinda De Silva. Is Arjuna Ranatunga playing? Roshan Mahana, Mahashan Tilakaratna. What about Russell Arnold? You need to tell us, you need to reveal to us what this team is. It's a top secret. And why is it?
All I can say, Russell let us down. He's going away. He's flying back.
He chickened out, is it?
Seems like it still says that he's having the hamstring problem which he had in the final.
Was it a genuine problem, or that was his?
The 10-meter sprint, as I said. Single of Mehdi Miraz. Talking about the game, it's definitely an important day for Sri Lanka cricket calendar. Playing for a cause. And I was told by Russell, if I'm fit enough and got to do the yo-yo test, I said, no, I'm going to do the 2-kilometer run.
Have you already done that? You need to qualify, isn't it? That's the new policy. We'll talk about it. 368 for 4. Before, we've been talking about this big day, the 4th of May.
পিছে যা
For a real cause to try and assist, as we said, in the vaccination process to fight the menace COVID-19. And tell us, now I know Sri Lanka cricket has the selectors have a certain benchmark for selection and certain policies, and one of them is a 2-kilometer run. And tell us whether that is applicable, and who are the selectors? Who's going to pick? Is Russell Arnold the selector?
Russell doesn't want to play, but he wants to be a selector. Only to do that. And he tells me he has pulled out. Disappointing. Thought he's going to bat at number 6. Hit those big shots. He used to do that. Unfortunately, he's going away, Roshan.
The other day he chickened out of practice. We all here, and you were coming for practice. And there you are. He's on the phone. He talks about others. You know, he's smart. He only texts on phone and messages. He doesn't really speak.
Good ball, TJ.
So
Good
he
ball,
chickened
TJ.
out even on practice that day. It was only you.
Glad at least you had a bat, Roshan. You've got beautiful drives. Whereas Russell just went on a walk. No hard work. I asked him to come and bat at me. Not again.
Sorry, full.
368 for 4. Building up. This is right behind the scoreboard.
Miraj.
This is on to our left. We've been having some rain around in the country. Candy was spared yesterday. Palekele was spared yesterday. Well, also, Maha, the sad thing, of course, regarding this big game on the 4th, crowd restrictions will be on, which is a shame. But it will be on television, both local and international. So viewers could catch a glimpse of their favorite past cricketers.
The unfortunate spectators won't be allowed under the new restrictions. But saying that, I'm sure the spectators would love to see the former heroes as well as the upcoming cricketers. Some of the present nationality players, budding development squad academy. Not a pleasant way to get hit. All good, was in the way. Session summary, 34 runs into his 15th over. This is good stuff. The good work done in the first session being followed on by the Bangladeshis.
Oh, good ball.
See, Bangladesh's control on day 2 has been magnificent. They've got 3 wickets, and now if there is a dot ball here, the last 5 overs would have realized just 2 runs, which is remarkable. And it stays that way. 368 for 4. That graphic just confirms what I just told you. The control the spinners and overall the Bangladesh bowlers have had. I know that the pitch is starting. It's starting to react. But is this the mindset or is it the pitch and the bowlers? What do you think? When I say mindset of the Sri Lankan batsman.
Easy single to Pathum Nissanka. Could have been a couple, but thinking otherwise. I think a bit of both, Roshan. All I can say is Sri Lanka is going nowhere. Showed intent, spoke about it, wanted to force a result out of this game. But whether it's shown in action, I have my doubts. Sure, Bangladesh have bowled well, but Sri Lanka did allow that to happen.
Even Oshita Fernando hasn't really been able to get things moving. His strike rate is under 37. And Pathum Nissanka, surprisingly, who's generally a free scoring player, unable to get it off the square.
মিরাজ মিরাজ
আরামে আরামে
Again, this is very good bowling. Very, very good bowling.
সোজা থাকিস
Spoke about the possible build-up, and that's what we see in the distance. Still not threatening, but played late. Good work. Only a single.
ভালো ভালো টিজে এই তো বানাই খেলতে চাইতেছে
Mushfiqur Rahmat, car point. Good effort. Saving 3 runs there.
গুড টাইজল
Definitely in distance. Definitely, it's raining in Colombo. At the moment, it's nice and warm in Palakala International Cricket Stadium. Nicely bowled. Good delivery in the over. 370 for 4.
ব্রিলিয়ান্ট টাইজল
Closing in on an hour after lunch. And just 36 runs. It's a fine tickle. Sri Lanka at least need to get it in singles. Well, boundaries aren't easy. Bangladesh are bowling well.
ঠিক আছে সৌরভ ভাই থাকেন
But they need to be a little bit more proactive. As we always say, need to look at areas that they can score.
হ্যাঁ সৌরভ
Not getting bogged down. We spoke about yesterday Tiriman and Karuna Ratna. They should go to the strike. Being in the middle order, I understand that 3 wickets fell. Trying to rebuild.
পিছে যান না
When it comes to spin, there's not much threat in the spinners. Yes, it spins 1 or 2, but it's important to rotate that strike, not letting the bowler just boss you by bowling in one area and keeping it quiet. The catch just went on the arm. Think from distance. It went with the arm, missed the bat. Interesting to see the replay, whether it's a drop catch. Liton Das have done a good job over the test matches so far. I think he missed it, didn't he, Roshan?
Difficult to say. But one thing that's very clear, Pathum Nissanka played for some off break, but it went straight with the arm. So that is
এসব মিরে
an encouragement to the spinners. Now the look, was there an outside edge? Was there a feather? Nothing.
Clearly missing the outside edge. Hitting the back pad, maybe outside the line. That's an outsider for sure. All on the ground though.
আরামে যা এখন আরামে
2 easy runs for Sri Lanka. Pathum Nissanka moving on. And also, just for our viewers, cricketing lovers, young budding cricketers, being positive for a batsman is not only about big hits. It's about using your feet, putting the pressure on the bowlers, showing intent. Showing intent also means your body language. This is what I'm all about. Whether I've seen it much from Sri Lanka, I don't think so. In cricket, body language plays a big role. Though you're a fast bowler, batsman, doesn't really matter. You got to know how best it works for you. When you're trying to force a result, playing on a 50-50 wicket, got to do a lot more. A whole lot more.
He's getting some turn. He can laugh about it. 373 for 4. 373 for 4. Well, you spoke about being positive, and you're spot on when you say it's not about looking to hit the ball around.
Oh, TJ.
Is that a box that carries pizza? Turn, there is turn, and also a bit of dip, and this pitch is gripping as well. You could see that. There you are. You could see it dipping and turning and bouncing.
Lovely reps delivered by Taijo. From the arm.
Well, Godfrey will be pleased because he was criticised for a pitch in the first game. So he's given us surface now that started to respond. Still the margin of error is very small. It's turning, but if it is short, you can get on the back foot and play it. As Nissanka just showed us. So it allows him, gives him a little bit of space to play that shot.
Hallmark of a good player, picking the length early. Spin no pace. Pathum Nissanka, young boy, but got really good feet. Interesting fact is,
TJ.
Pathum Nissanka in first class cricket plays an opener, and at the test level bats at number 6. That's a huge switch. That's where the real challenge for the youngster comes in. Got to be able to weather the storm early and be able to score freely as well. At number 6, got to be a bit more enforcing than taking your time. That's drinks break. The break at Sri Lanka, 376 for 4.
Of Oshada Fernando and Pathum Nissanka just clawing back after the fall of 3 wickets prior to the luncheon interval. They've done exceedingly well and playing out a difficult period of time and building up a partnership. Lovely part of the world we are in now. Beautiful country of Sri Lanka.
Pinnawala Shamim on the way to Kandy. Further north, sure you've been Sigiriya, and then you go down south. The rock, the Sigiriya rock. A lot of history, a lot of culture. Sigiriya is that's up in Dambulla, and then you get the Yala Safari Park down by Hambantota. Plenty of variety.
We're also near the Mavalli River, just away from the stadium here.
Just to be specific, the Sigiriya rock. Closest cricketing venue, Dambulla. Probably 20 minutes away. You been up there?
Yes, had the good fortune of commentating during one of the Asia Cups a few years back.
I was talking about the rock. Up there,
I was
frescoes, beautiful ponds, stories of the kingdoms of the past. Lanka's longest river goes out to the sea, the eastern basin, close to Trincomalee. Starts up right above those mountains we see in the distance. Not on the cloud hunt today?
No, I think the clouds going to decide for themselves.
And talking about beautiful areas and nature that we come across, various different interests. Know of this area or this cricket ground where you hit a six. I mean, you play cricket in India and you hit a six, you got to go to Bangladesh to pick up the ball.
Yeah, I think if my memory serves me right, it's ground in Agartala in Tripura state in India.
Correct. Yeah, it's up there. Eastern part of India.
I don't think it's the main international ground. It's one of the fringe grounds that's closer to the border.
I think it's a first class ground.
Yeah, I think maybe.
They don't need a visa to pick up the ball?
They'll have to forget the ball. Get a new box of balls to replace that. He might have a helping hand.
Ball comes over. Maybe one of the little Bangladeshi boys runs away with it.
No. What you do is return it because he's possibly enjoying the game from across the border.
Maybe make it an international venue. Play an IPL game there. How good would that be?
You can ponder over it. At the moment, more interested in what's going on in the middle here. They've tied them down. You see inducing the inside edge there.
Nicely deflected off the middle of the bat by Shamim, even though there was an inside edge. That brings up the 50 partnership between these two.
Yeah, well, some solace there with this partnership, I must say. That Sri Lanka were going through a tough period, but the 50-run partnership of a very patient 138 balls. They've done well, these two. Use their feet. Oshada Fernando in particular.
Great anticipation from Tamim Iqbal. 278 for 4.
Pre-lunch, post-lunch, these two have done exceedingly well. Just got together and put their heads down, built up an unbroken partnership of 50. Askin Ahmed now, he's the man that Bangladesh will be looking at. Get another wicket and break this partnership. It's very impressive. Bowler with a lot of heart. Tired a little just before the luncheon interval, but I'm sure he's refreshed now and come in with renewed vigor.
Hope the same lunch that was delivered to Roshan wasn't delivered to him. He won't be running in hard, I'll tell you. He's been good through the series. Tuskin making a comeback. He's bowled with a lot of control. And he's kept coming back with top-class spells.
Straight away, you can see that he's comfortable. Bowler in his comfort zone will get the ball on the right spot. And first up, after a long break, you tend to be a little awry with your line and length, but he's on the money straight away. Very good to see. Shankar. Been a little tentative early on in his innings. Another good delivery.
Lots of youngsters coming through Bangladesh's system of late. High performance unit working very well. The under-19 setup, where most of these players have actually excelled and then made the transition to international cricket. Shoriful is the latest, but then you got Mehdi Hassan Miraj, Nazmul Hassan Shanto. Oh, nice. On his toes. So good to watch. Runs across. More to Pathum Nissanka.
Well, that is a very nicely timed shot. Look at him. Backing away using the depth of the crease right on top of it, riding it ever so nicely. Using Tuskin's space basically. It's just a mere punch. It just went away. Lovely weighted shot, that one. Bit of teaser for the fielder. Eventually the ball wins.
Been a while since a boundary had been scored. There are lots of other youngsters who we saw in the Under-19 World Cup recently.
Yeah, straight away Tauhid Ridoy comes to mind. There's the captain Akbar Ali of the Under-19 winning team.
Akbar Ali was the wicket keeper.
And the skipper. And of course Shamim Hussain is another player who made an impression. Oh, it's ball him! Got him! That is it. That is Tuskin Ahmed for you. Fiery spell continues and it gets amongst the wickets again.
Pathum Nissanka cannot believe it. But Tuskin, he's deserved it. Mention the effort, mention him running in, mention the areas that he's been bowling. That's that length where a batsman's not sure whether to push onto the front foot or the back foot. It jags back in ever so slightly. It's a big wicket. Enjoy that one. Brilliant Tuskin. Pathum Nissanka 30, Sri Lanka 382 for 5.
Due credit to the bowler, Tuskin Ahmed. Really surprised the batsman. As we see Niroshan Tikwala, keeper, coming for his 45th match. 2,342 runs. Hasn't got 100, 17 50s. So the conversion not there.
2021's been good. He's been quite consistent. He's got his own unique way of scoring runs. We normally call that Dikwella, doing Dikwella things. Very cheeky. He's a run thief in my opinion. That length, generally you should be pushing onto the front foot. That's the mistake Pathum Nissanka makes. Not very sure that he did stay low, but he was caught on the crease because of a perfect length from Tuskin. Talk about a good length on a pitch. That good length is that length where a batsman's not sure. There's doubt. Can I play these on the back foot or the front foot? Exactly what works for him.
It's looking very, very good. Dikwella solidly behind that. Well stopped. You can see the spring in the step of the Bangladeshis. As soon as the wicket goes down, the whole demeanor of the players change.
Bit of extra oomph, and you try and go back to back. That's what you do. But partnerships tend to wear you down. Hassan Joy, another opening top order batsman. Rakibul Hassan, the left arm spinner. So there's quite a few players who have caught the eye of many. Come back to that in the next over. 382 for 5.
Want another breakthrough. Previous over brings in Dikwella. Oshada Fernando has stuck it out for 81 runs, done well. Seen wickets falling all around him. You're talking about back-to-back wickets. Pre-lunch session, wicket going down at 313, 319 and 328. So Bangladesh will try and replicate that, get another breakthrough early. Managed to stem the flow of runs, that's for sure.
A lot of those players I did mention train at the High Performance Center, which is well managed. They do feature in the National League, which is the 4-day competition. But is that enough? A lot of the national players, I believe... Oh yes, they got him. That's anticipation. Great work from the wicket-keeper. Oshada Fernando went down on one leg very early.
Made it look very easy, appreciated by everyone. We mentioned back-to-back wickets. He's done all the hard work. He tried to sweep on here, Oshada Fernando. And look what happens. It's just got a bit of bat and dragged it, and the keeper says it's mine and takes it quite easily, much to the delight of Mehdi Hasan Miraj. Another one gone for Sri Lanka. Important wicket of Oshada Fernando for 81. It's 382 for 6. Taken his first wicket of this test match after toiling for about 30 overs. Another new batsman and two new batters in the middle now. Ramesh Mendes into his second match only. So there will be butterflies in his stomach. Wickets have fallen in close succession, and this is the last one.
Interesting one. Goes down, slip and keeper. They anticipate. Glove onto thigh pad, and then he makes it a lot easier by scooping it once again with the bat. Oshida Fernando, unfortunate way to go, but great anticipation from Liton Das. The ball twice.
You mentioned the thigh in between, so it was sort of 3 deflections before going to the keeper. Interesting that. Not often you see that kind of a shot. Unfortunate for Shada Fernando that he's got to labour back to the dressing rooms, and the Bangladesh is looking good once again. Here's another look at that one. There's the glove, the thigh, the deflection, and then off the bat eventually into the safe gloves of Liton Kumar Das.
For Sri Lanka, the top 3 have never scored hundreds in the same innings, and we were just thinking, oh, if Oshida gets there, that'll be the first.
Going to be some attacking bowling and fielding by the Bangladeshis. Ramesh Mendes in his first class career played 47 match, 500s and a best of 300 not out. That's incredible. Sri Lanka will be looking to him to maybe get some more runs, to see a shot into the deep. That is overdone. Sri Lanka move on to 386 for 6. The first wicket partnership between Karunatha and Tirimane, and then a long wait before Bangladesh started chipping in. This morning, start of the second day, they've done well to continue that trend and get amongst the wickets. 6 of them now, 386. 2 new batsmen in the middle. Dekwalla on strike. It's the lion-hearted Taskin Ahmed, 3 for 19 so far.
Really good Taskin. Choked Tirimana down the leg side. Great line bowling to get Angelo Matthews. And this one coming back in to get Pathum Nissanka. Great to see on an unresponsive pitch. Taskin Ahmed bowling his 28th over, so he's been bowling and bowling. That's quite an effort. That's the Kuala things for you.
Well, Dekwalla almost fell trying to play that sort of ramp shot attempted. Could have gone and had a feather to it and gone to the keeper.
Now the problem, Shamim, is 3 his number. Taskin's got 3 on his back. He's got TA3 on his boots. These are his best figures, 3 for 90.
He'd like some more, that's for sure. Forget the 3s, make it 5.
So that 3 doesn't have that type of meaning.
No significance at all. Let's hope it gets better. He can change his number. Just the 53rd over with this ball. So it expects some reverse from it. Not too much evidence of that. It's how he delivers the ball, Taskin Ahmed, holding the upright seam and trying to make the ball, maybe push it through the air a little bit further and see if it reverses. Aerodynamically, it should just tend to go towards the shiny side. Wait and see if we can spot that.
There was a ball change though a few overs ago. 15 overs ago. Slips disappeared. Short extra cover in place. Tuskin playing Test cricket after 2017. It's been a while.
What a comeback. Leading wicket taker so far in this series. Play and miss.
Very good. He keeps going and going, Tuskin. But this was to Pathum Nissanka. Correction, this was the previous delivery. We'll go back to Pathum Nissanka in a bit.
Not very confident of the line of that ball. Dikwala just playing down the wrong line. Ball not really doing too much on that occasion. But some encouragement for the bowler. For a run, not there.
So in the previous over, Pathum Nissanka punched one. We were raving about that shot. He was on top of his toes. Got 4. Very next delivery. Ah, there you go. There you go. Bit of uneven bounce. Around the same area. I was on the impression that it wasn't there, but now quietly different things happening on this pitch. Bit of jag back in too.
In addition to pitching in the same area, the speeds were also pretty much similar. So that kind of two-paced or two-bounced wickets can be of concern. 388 for 6. Of your screen tells you what has happened. Last 34 overs, run rate 2.21, just the 75 runs, and 5 wickets have fallen. Only 6 boundaries in that period. The last 34 overs. Domination by the Bangladeshis. Wonderful fight back. Slip, forward short leg, and a fielder at sort of short mid-on region, almost a silly mid-on. See the energy of the Bangladeshis. You can hear a lot of chatter from Liton Dash behind the wicket. Hear themselves just energizing each other. Tucked around for a comfortable single.
ঠিক আছে
Another build-up required here by Sri Lanka. The partnership needs to grow
সামনে
between
সামনে
Dikwala and Mendes.
ভাই এই সাইডে আসো এটা নামাই দে
Mendes,
দ্যাটস সেন্টার
25 years old. Quite impressive in the shorter format as well.
মেগা মিডল দে রেডি টাইম ভাই দ্যাটস সেন্টার কভারটা
Beneficiary of a scholarship, the NCC scholarship awarded by Foundation of Goodness, who do help a lot of disadvantaged people around Sri Lanka, helping him in his cricketing career and to get to where he was. So others who have gone on to play for Sri Lanka in cricket and other sports. Right now, Dikwala sweeps and sweeps well.
And gets himself 4 runs. That leaves some of the nerves. But you'd expect Roshan Dikwala to really not get bogged down. He's not that kind of a player. He'll try and take the attack back to the bowlers. And any opportunity he gets, he's going to use that kind of shot. That sweep he employs so very well, so very confidently. Nicely done.
That's his shot. Look at how low he gets.
Center.
leg give.
Very good position. Deep square leg stays away.
Bowler hoping that they'll seen lesser purchase and turn off the track post line. Another one down the leg side. This one's simpler to manipulate. It's going to go fine, but there's that deep square leg fielder coming across and picking it up. But erring in line for once, Mehdi Hasan Miraj.
He'll make it difficult to bowl to him because he plays this type of dinky shots. I like to call him a run thief. Because he'll play the balls into areas you don't expect. It's not very powerful, but times it really nicely and stays unpredictable, Niroshan Dickwella.
Little protection at leg slip now.
Good ball, Miraj.
Does pay respect to that last delivery of the over. Sri Lanka now 395 for 6. Looking much more decent now for Bangladesh. Pick up the bowlers. Taskin Ahmed. 3 for 92. 7 maidens and a decent economy rate. Recovered well from a lot of injury problems over the years. Done a lot of hard yards to reach this level of fitness. Bowling a lot of overs. That's good to see. With a lot of energy. Just falling over ever so slightly, trying to play that shot, get himself a single.
Half an hour to tea. They'll have to reassess where they are, Sri Lanka. Since they've lost 6 wickets, there's not much more they can do, but I reckon stay proactive, get to tea. Try and get another quick 40-50. 450, 475. Now, few things happening on this pitch. There's turn, there's bounce, there's uneven bounce. Slower delivery. Gonna need time to try and pick up 20 wickets.
Not very comfortable with that one. It's just a shot that he was sort of half sure about whether to go for it or not. Got him some runs. But there you see the initial movement forward. Then he plays it towards the covers. Ball ending up from the inside part of the bat, going through his legs. So not very convincing, but the runs have come. Nicely played. Just using the depth and playing it away for another comfortable single. Rebuilding work going on here. Niroshan Dickwella and Mendes tied out this period of play when the domination was there by the Bangladeshi bowlers. Try and build up, go through, and add a lot more runs, as Russell was saying. Would be happy if they can reach the 450 mark. Bangladesh will have other thoughts, try to just contain them further if they can. Gaines. A lot of effort into that ball. Hurries the batsman into his shot. A quick one too. 141.1. Even bowling in his 29th over is generating some pace. He has bowled with a lot of guile, a lot of heart, a lot of pace.
Great control. Very good to watch, Taskin. Short spells, that's what Mominul Haq has used him in, and I think that's the right way to go in this heat. This is the third over in this spell. Probably just one more. You don't want to bowl him to the ground.
Tucks it away, just played in front of the pads, closed the face, used the pace of the ball, and it's racing away to the boundary. 4 runs brings up the 400 for Sri Lanka. At the end of that over, they move on to 403 for 6.
Sri Lanka, 403 for 6. That has a lot to do with the way Bangladesh is bowled. Yes, the pitch has responded to a point, but I thought the Bangladesh bowling has been very impressive. The lines and lengths have been good. They bowled on one side of the pitch, generally look to try and deprive the Sri Lankans of scoring runs. Quick single here. And he ran, even as it was played straight to that fieldsman. Shariful.
Come on, boys. Come on, Miraj.
A rare bad delivery from Taskin, who has bowled so well. He was looking for a yorker. He was looking to trap the batsman leg before. The batsman turned out to be too clever on that occasion. Just used the angle, used the pace, and picked up a boundary. Ramesh Mendes. He's a capable batsman. He's made a reputation for himself. A bit of batter. Plays well in first-class cricket. Scored 500s in first-class cricket. Can become handy in this situation. Sri Lanka desperately looking for a partnership. Oh, you have to give it to Bangladesh. They've fought so hard, and they have enhanced the situation in this test match. Here's the evidence of his first-class career. 300 runs. Oh, triple century. Not bad. Yeah, you have to give it to Bangladesh. Stuck to the plan. Never allowed the cracks to show in their resolve. Honor kept on giving their best, and now from a horror situation, they're making a comeback, but Dickwala has been busy. Is willing to take on the bowlers. Is not going to hang about. He brought out that slog sweep with effect.
Yeah, and also this partnership now, a runner ball, which is welcome for Sri Lanka, 27 of 27. considering the rate they were going. Run rate marginally creeping. Still nowhere close to what they achieved on day one. Sri Lanka will have to keep moving quickly. We got about 25 minutes to go for tea. A leg slip and a slip. Two others on the offside. Dickwalla's areas are the slog sweep to deep mid-wicket. Good with the sweep. This time behind square leg. The timing is good. And good work in the deep. Very good work in the deep. Couple of runs only.
Dickwella is using the angle very nicely. End of the over, 4-11 for 6.
Was looking good, but was pretty unfortunate. He was pretty dependent on the sweep. Kept sweeping balls that were in line with the stumps. And he was pretty effective doing that. But look from where he tries to take it, well wide of the off stump. And that's what happens. And also for his bad luck, it hits the back of the bat. But trying to drag it from wide of the off stump. It's a pretty effective shot against the spinner, the sweep.
Yeah, he was just tapping the ball rather than hitting it. And he tried to hit that one. Would have been a different result for Fernando. Nevertheless, he's back in the hut. And these two batsmen are doing the job. Confident enough to play their strokes, both these batsmen.
They're both decent players. I mean, Dickwella has enough experience as a wicketkeeper batsman. Ramesh Mendis very early in his career, but we did see his first class record, so he's got credentials as a batsman. It's about being confident now. The Sri Lankan spinners will be encouraged. That last delivery. There is drift, no real explosion, but the dryness of the surface is starting to react. Must say that Taijul has impressed. As the pitch has started to assist the spinners, he's slowed up a bit. He's mixed it up quite well. Ball with very good loop.
He's been economical as well. He's into his 35th over and he's conceded 76 only. Yesterday, these two spinners have been able to complement those fast bowlers quite well. And that combination has worked for Bangladesh. The blow was hard yesterday when they conceded almost 300 runs and got 1 wicket. But they have eased off the blow on the second day of this test match. 4-11 for 6.
Dickwella wants to be off.
মানে 5-4 নিয়ে বল
Best of
করবে
96 late Chetan Chauhan's there.
এদিকে 5টা দিকে 4টা
Late Malcolm Marshall. Derek Murray, former West Indian wicketkeeper. Well, the rest, of course, Shane Warne tops the list. But maybe Derek Murray, wicketkeeper batsman, Chauhan and Dikwal are just the batsmen in that list.
শান্ত শান্ত এই ঝাড়ু মারবে এদিক দিয়ে একটু
Dikwal has been so close, but yet so far on a few occasions.
You must have prevented quite a few, Roshan, with your comment. Oh, what a shot that was. Excitable stuff from Dikwala.
Taking on the off spinner, that's what makes it even better. Look how far he's down the track, getting to the pitch of the ball. That's good intent.
He managed well. It wasn't a half volley. Still managed to hit the ball on the up and was able to keep the ball all along the ground. Attractive. Forcing the bowler to change his length. He's annoyed with himself. Can be a rate for the spinners if they see this happening quite often. Start to feel the pressure.
From over the wicket now with a short leg and a slip in, and also a man at 45. Was a single. There was a single. Dikwal wasn't interested earlier on.
Too many fielders on the onside, that confused him. He was single the moment the ball hit the bat. Obstructing his vision. The fieldsman had shot mid-on. What do we have to do to have Mehdi bowling over the stumps to the left-handed batsman?
It's a difficult question to answer. He's got to do it on his own will. We've spoken about it a lot. But he seemed to be persist with that line. Happy with it.
Yeah, in the previous over, Dikwala managed to hit the ball on the onside using the angle, employed that sweep stroke. And in this over, he knew the bowler is going to change the line and the length, and he was willing to hit the ball through covers and off the back foot towards point. But still, it hasn't made the bowler think. And decide. It's time to change the angle.
Good feel to the right-hander because Ploy is quite prevalent because he's keeping the extra cover area open, bowling the off stump, getting Mendes to try and hit through that area. But the line he's bowling is not allowing him to do that. 418 for 6. Sri Lankan scoring. But this partnership now, 36 of 40.
শরীফুল একটু পিছে থাকিস
Well, will be mindful because Taijul could bowl the one that goes straight through. That time he's playing for the ball that spins back at him so that he could just work it off the stumps.
Yeah, he wants the bowler to drop his shot.
সাইড থেকে আগায় যা বলটা নে
The moment he has brought out that sweep stroke, has used it quite effectively. Tikwala.
A very enterprising player. He's been in the 90s twice this year. Once against West Indies and also before that against England. Just not been able to reach that elusive landmark, the century that he's been looking for.
এমনি এমনি পড়বে না ভাই, কষ্ট করছে, আবার কষ্ট করতে হবে। রান ছাড়া, রান
এবার
ছাড়া,
টিজে
রান
এসে
ছাড়া
টিজে
ভাই।
Very well bowled.
টিজে এসে
Excellent bowling. He's slowing it up, searching for turn from around that middle and off stumps. Short leg moved slightly squarer. Through quicker that time. Mixing it up. Taijul is an experienced spin bowler. It's a flatter trajectory. And the thing about Pallekele pitches are that they bounce. While surface in Gaul doesn't really offer that kind of bounce to the spinners, to the pitchers crumble a little bit more. 419 for 6. Well, Niroshan Dikwala, he's been in the nervous 90s twice this year. And a man from Kandy. Played for Trinity College, one of the top schools in Kandy. A school that has produced some big names. Kumar Sangakkara, one of them in cricket. School that plays high quality rugby. Has a traditional game against Royal College in Colombo. He's played for the Bradby. And that's a big one. That's a huge game of rugby that's followed. And steered down to third man. Short and wide. Dikwala using the pace, running it down to third man. Gets a boundary.
You're talking about rugby. It's getting bigger and bigger in Sri Lanka, isn't it? It was in the air for a little while. I've heard the college you went to, St. Joseph, they have a remarkable rugby team, have they? I've just been told.
By whom? Who feeds you this information?
Well, it'll be kiss and tell. So answer the question.
Yes, of
Don't
course.
ask me the source.
Of course. Without doubt.
You know the rule of journalism? You can't expose your source. So come on. Answer the question.
However wrong it may be.
Answer it. Clarify it.
I just said yes.
And you guys are in a habit of, inviting rugby players from different colleges and all that. That's how you erect a team.
No, I wouldn't comment.
No, I've been told, clarify it.
Yeah. Doesn't need a clarification. You know, you heard of sour grapes, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I wouldn't say anything more.
It's nice to have
So
the
I
other
can
side
see,
of the story.
So this is the source.
No, this is not the source. Just don't assume that he's standing here just using that sanitizer, which is need of the hour. We have to do it regularly. Oh,
দেখে কম দেখি প্রচুর না পিছে যাও
a good partnership
টাইম ভাই এই পাশে আসেন
between these two.
উপরে আসো
Once again, giving momentum to the innings, which was hampered and halted because of some good bowling. And in the process, Bangladeshi bowlers managed to pick up quick wickets, hampered the progression.
Well, the commandos, they have been keeping a close eye and providing us with all the security in the hotel, to the ground and back, and they've done a wonderful job, and a big thank you to them. And of course, they're making sure that they carry out the orders of the authorities with the mask and then also the social distancing. It's a Walton Test Series and powered by Everly, Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka. Finally, the side screen is all right, and play can start. The branding powered by Everly branding was quite prevalent at the wrong end. About 5 minutes to go for tea, about 5 to 6 minutes to go for tea, maybe this over. And another one.
That's the channel. Had the batsman apparent uncertainties. He wasn't sure whether to play off the front foot or go back. Displayed from the crease, away from the body. This is the line and the length he has to master. He wants to impact this game of cricket, test match cricket. Shariful.
Impressive young man, isn't it? Shariful, he's for sure having a very, very bright future for Bangladesh, provided he doesn't break down. We do know that fast bowlers have this habit of picking up some kind of niggle somewhere at some stage. Lairu Kumar is a good example. Few Sri Lankan fast bowlers who aren't available, also regularly been injured. So that's a sad story in the modern fast bowler's career or life.
Talent management is required. 4 to 4 for 6.
Before tea, much better session in terms of run making, 90 runs. By comparison, the first session just 43 for 3. This partnership, 42 runs of 52 balls, which is what Sri Lanka needed. A little bit of enterprise shown by both Iqbal and Ramesh Mendis. Left arm spin from Taiju.
It's always are good to play with an intent. Serves well. The same goes for the bowlers as well.
TJ.
If you don't, it becomes run of the mill. Where should I say?
Playing for tea, Dikwala. Just making sure that inquiring from the umpire whether this would be the last over. Taking his time. Easily done, very simple. Pushing it through mid-on.
Richie.
Yeah, all the fielders, they're taking their time, aren't they? They really want to go for a tea break here. And they are not to be blamed because saloon tea is very nice, very refreshing. Oh, that one turn and bounced.
Expected this to happen on day 3. Just before tea on day 2. A lot of dry areas. You don't see those explosions, but the dryness is lending itself. Now the gully comes in as well. Looking for some turn from around the leg stump. It's 425 for 6. And yes, it's tea. So 30 overs bowled in the session, 91 runs and 2 wickets. That's the return. And Sri Lanka still batting with Ramesh Mendis on 12 and Dikwala on 31 with a partnership of 43 now of 58 balls.
A better session for Sri Lanka. This one didn't lose many wickets. Scoring rate was good. And still in a good position, Sri Lanka in this test match.
A lot of work to be done for Sri Lanka. They'll be looking to try and have Bangladesh batting at some time during the day. And this is where they are. With Matthews and Dhananjay being dismissed cheaply. Also the Fernando out for 81. Pathum Nissanka done for 30. But Dikwala and Mendis together at tea with a partnership.
Taskeen carrying the sunshine for the Bangladeshis. Picked up 3 wickets. Bowled with a lot of heart. Extracted a lot of bounce from the pitch. Hurried on with the batsman. And he bowled 29 overs in this heat. Commendable. Now this session, that's how it started. With a pull shot. And then a drop catch. But Nando was busy. Along with Rathbone. Both were striking the ball well, but that happened. That ball kept really low.
It's with the turn of Oshada Fernando to be dismissed. Looking to sweep from wide of the off stump. Dikwala, very good with those deft shots. The sweeps. Ramesh Mendis got off the mark, but Dikwala continued to be enterprising, picking his spots. And was yards down the wicket, taking on the spinners. And also very good steers and touch shots. Took Sri Lanka to tea on 425 for 6. So quite rightly that session shared. Sri Lanka so far winning 3 and Bangladesh winning the first session of day 2. Right, so that's the score at tea, 425 for 6. Play should resume in about 17 minutes. We'll join you then. Until then, it's goodbye.